Hi everybody, you guys are welcome to this exciting and brand new console programming course on C#. In the last couple of lectures, we have been learning selection making using if statements, switch, and ternary operator. Now we know how to write programs which can have different program flows based on the data provided to them. What else we know after the if statements is that how to tackle Boolean value. To tackle a Boolean value or to just investigate a Boolean value, we use if statements. In this lecture, we are going to learn another type conversion method which is called TryParse. TryParse is safer than the parse method which we have been using throughout this course up till now. You know, when the parse method fails, it throws an exception, and an exception is simply a runtime error. That means our program crashes. On the other hand, TryParse is actually a safety net around your program. When TryParse fails in conversion, it does not throw any exception. The method simply returns a Boolean value, true or false, that represents if the conversion went well or not. We waited for this method to cover just because of the Boolean value. But now we know how to tackle and investigate the Boolean values. We are in a good position to learn and understand the use of the TryParse method. We are going to start this lecture with a problematic scenario. Now let's say in a program, I just want to read integer values, only the integer values. Very simple program. We are reading a number or integer number and printing that number out in the console. That's it. Now the problem here is this parse method. As long as I am providing a data which is integer, our program will work. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. However, if I happen to provide data which cannot be converted to integer, our program will crash. For example, if I provide ABC, only A, or just an empty string without writing anything in the console, I press enter, so an empty string is written in the program, or maybe a space. In all these cases, this method simply fails and throws exceptions. So let's run the program and check it out first. Here is our application and it's asking for a number. I do not provide any number, only press enter. I hit enter and you'll see our program will simply crash. And so you see a format exception is thrown that says the input string is not in the correct format, right? Let's now run the program once again, and now I will provide floating point number, right? As you see in the background, we are trying to convert the data to integer, but I will provide a floating point number 1.2. For example, now our program will crash again. You can see our program is now crashed. So that simply means if you are working with the parse method, then you must be very careful what you write in the console. If the format is different that cannot be converted to integer using the parse method, the program will automatically crash. Now, in order to avoid this thing and unnecessary exceptions in the program, we have much safer method which is called TryParse. So let's see how TryParse can save us from the troubles. I am going to write the same program, but this time I will use TryParse. And I want you to put focus on the screen and on the code. Enter integer value. And now I will use the TryParse. As you know, TryParse returns a Boolean value. That's why we need to capture or save that value somewhere in a Boolean type variable. And now we will call TryParse using integer. So you see the calling of the TryParse method, and this method actually takes two parameters: input source and output source. Input source in this program at this moment is console.readLine. We are going to read input from the console, then comma. We usually put a comma when there are more than one parameters. The second parameter is the output source, and here we use a reserved word out and now the name of the variable. For example, integer value. That's it. Syntax of the TryParse is not so difficult, right? We need an input source. Input source is actually the data we want to convert, and the output source can be a variable that holds that converted data. Now, if the conversion and the assignment to this variable goes well, this entire line of code will simply return a boolean true value, and that value we are saving in this boolean OK variable. On the other hand, if the conversion or the assignment does not go well, this line of code or the method will simply return a boolean false value. In both the cases, when conversion goes well or not, our program will not crash, and that is the point. Before we run this program, we can simply check the status of our boolean variable, right? So let's run the program and check the output. But before that, I think I need to disable this line of code. Let's run the program now. Here we go. Now enter a value first that can be converted to integer, for example 12, and you see the boolean value true. That means everything went well. Now close the program and run it again. Now I will provide a value that cannot be converted. For example, ABC. Let's enter. Now you see the boolean value is false. That simply means the conversion and the assignment did not go well. The point is here, as you see, our program has no exception. And that is the main reason of using TryParse method, right? So now we know the method returns a boolean value. That simply means we can use this or investigate this boolean value before we start using this variable. You can simply, in an if statement, write a program like this. If the value in the variable is true, let's say we are going to calculate the square of the value. Let's multiply the value by itself. And in the else statement, we can print a message to the user like value is invalid. Okay. If the value provided by the user is real integer value, we are going to calculate the square. Otherwise, we will inform the user about the incorrect value. We can also do a variation here. As you know, the return value is boolean. That simply means we can code this entire line of code directly inside the if statement like this. It's a very common and practical use of TryParse. Just code it directly inside the if statement. As we know, the return value is boolean. Now run the program and check the output before we move on and learn some more variations. So here is a control window. Let's provide a value 100, and here you see the square of the value. Now we will talk about the input source. We are using here read line to read data directly from the console. But instead of the read line, we can also have any constant value. We can have a variable containing a value. For example, I can put constant value here like this, 12. This will work perfectly fine. The value 12 will be converted to integer, and you will see the square of the 12, which is 144, I think. And now the output source. Output source is a variable. We are creating this variable directly inside the TryParse method. We can also create this variable outside. For example, here outside of the method, I am going to create variable integer value like this. And now we can simply use this variable inside the method integer. Sorry. This can also be done. The output variable can be created outside of the TryParse method. And lastly, I will show you how to extend this investigation using the logical operator and investigate further this value. For example, in a program, an integer value is required, but there is an interval. The value should be between 1 and 10, where the 1 and the 10 are also included. We can expand our investigation using the logical AND, and now we can further investigate our integer variable. Greater than equals 1 and value should be less than equals 10. So you see, we are doing several things in a single line of code. Let me just change input source back to console read line like this. So we are reading a value, and this part will simply make sure the value is integer, And this part, we make sure if the value is in the range or not. Let's now run the program and check the output. Here we go. And first, I will provide a valid value. For example, the value is 9, and here you see the square 81. Close the program, run it again. And now I will provide a value which is greater than 10, right? Outside of the interval. For example, 11, and here you see the output. The value is invalid, right? The TryParse method can also be used with the loops. Loops we are going to cover later on in this course. So my listeners, in this lecture, we learn to use TryParse method, which is safer than the parse method. Do some tricks with this method. I will see you in the next lecture, and thanks for watching this one.